Alright, that was my brother. Uh, he just drove into the driveway too fast and had to brake a little hard. So, back to explaining this world to the best of my ability while I look for the ruins. So, this world means a lot to me. In a way, I kind of grew up with it. I know 1 year is not really that long of a time gap, but that's from the last year of being a child then to the first year of being a teenager. It was it was like 1 month of 2020, it was 1 month of 2020, the full 2021, and then then 3 months of 2022. So, yeah. I love this world so much, man. Like, I know I keep going over and over and over about how much I love this world, but I really do love this world. Like, this world means so much to me. And I don't feel welcome in it anymore. Was it in the sand cave? It was been so long, uh, but I don't feel very welcome in this world anymore. That's a shame that I feel this way because I spent hundreds of hours in this world. Even my new favorite Fallout, Save of the New Decade, was made during the time period of this world. August 2021, August 18th, 2021, I think. 2021 was the last year of video gaming for me. I still play a lot of the video games, but it was the last year where I really enjoyed them. Oh, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't play them if I didn't enjoy them. But, like, it's not the gaming that's lost its charm, it's that a lot of the games that I really like remind me of that time where I don't want to return to. They remind me of that woman that did that to me, so yeah. Um, like Days Gone and stuff like that. I all played that during that time period. Not in 2021, 2022. August 2022. So it was somewhere through here. It was a stone house. It was made out of stone. I built it. It was somewhere in an open area of a cave. It would be somewhere like this. It was actually something like that, actually. I don't know how to make a cloud save work. Oops, that fell through. I don't know how to make a cloud save work. But if I did, I would definitely, instead of doing Shinra, instead of doing Donlin, which don't get me wrong, I like Donlin. Donlin was started in September 2022 and is still going on today. It's just that Donlin doesn't have the terrain that matches my ambitions. It does, but but the city that I built, which gigantic rock. Okay, this is something I made. It was a gigantic. It's a city, which 150% of it. I know that's a weird margin to measure it with, but 150% of it is nothing. Is nothing but stone. It's a gray city, so it kind of matches how I felt during that time period. It's uninspired. It's blocky. Well, blocky for Minecraft. buildings kind of all look the same. Some of them are really assembled poorly. Actually, the lore in the tunnels is pretty good. The retaining walls of the city. But it's nothing to write home about. If I lost Onlin, I would be sad, but not because of losing the buildings, but because of losing the memories. Because I don't have much remaining from 2022, really. I just lost my best friend from 2022. So, yeah, I'm losing a lot from 2022, and this really wasn't in 2022, this was more 2021. But Donlin was 22. Donlin started in 2022, carried on full 2023, then carried on to here. Donlin's older than this world by, let's see, it's already September. Actually, this world, Donlin's the same age as this world right now. The difference between this is Donlin. Okay, no, yeah. So the ruins was somewhere through here. It was on either in the border or on top of Ravenport. If I can remember where I put Maddysville, I would remember where I put where the ruins were, because I was trying to get at least a few achievements done before 2021 ended, which I did. I got about 3 done before 2021 ended, like 12/31/21. I got that done. So, I figured that I'm just going to go back to this island real quick. And, yes. This is where I spawned in. I didn't build that house there until, like, April 21. And I didn't really finish this island until August 2021. Donlin, this is more, I'm trying to make this as just a show off of my own world, but really, I can't really show this off without describing to you how I felt. Mining outpost, Confederate States of the Archipelago owned, which is actually what that entire region is. It's Confederation States of the Archipelago. In my lore, every world's an archipelago. So this is more of a resource. This place was for resource gathering only. It was actually a desert. Like, most of this place is just sand. So it took me a while to actually expand. That nether portal spawned when I went looking for new caves generation. That's from my boots, Strider boots, I think they're called. This was a beach house. I don't think I could play this world now. I just can't let go of Donlin, and I can't let go. And I'm bug that I don't have a lot of the buildings, and I would have to go through the terraforming process, and I would have to go through the process of building it all up again. I would have to go through the process of rebuilding, I believe, rebuilding Jacksonville, which Jacksonville is the first city. That's why, for the longest time, I thought Fort Killington was the state that I swam to. It was actually Ravenport. There was a glitch in this world for the longest time. I don't know if it's still there. And every time I got out of the boat, it would despawn the boat. I wonder if it's still there. This goes into the river. I forgot the name of the river. but it's split in half. Alright, well, I guess I can't really show you the ruin. I'll have to search the ruin on my own. Yeah, let's talk about Jacksonville. Let's check this to be sure, because I was fairly sure that it was Ravenport, but it could have been a connective tunnel. So I could have surfaced in Ravenport, but actually built the the rock house, and a tunnel network underneath Jacksonville. I believe this is the Torch Road, or not, but remains of the Torch Road. The Torch Road is self-explanatory, really. Before this place got domesticated, before I built a railway to speed up travel, I needed a place to walk, and I didn't have any roads, or I didn't memorize the routes. So, this right here is a mining area. It was originally going to be like a strip mine. This world's so old that it was when strip mining was still effective. That's how old this world is. Uh, at the end of this world, there was a fort called Azaria, and this place had water, and electricity, and all that stuff. Here's my first house. I didn't really spend much time in this base. Because I was out exploring. That's not a jungle. That's a park I made and used jungle trees for some reason. Like the day my grandmother died. So, this right here is my fort. It's made out of brick. It was actually my starter base for my starter base, but it had no beds. This right here was a garden. Let's show off plants that I found. This was the garden. I don't think I ever really expanded much on the livestock in here, because I only used this for like a couple of months. Actually, a couple of weeks. I don't think I really used this at all besides this area, which I'm about to show you. This right here was the resource area. I kept all my stuff here, because, you know, that house is small. That house doesn't have much room. And I use the smelter a lot. We're back on. So, this right here was this right here never got finished, because I didn't measure it right, and the hotel rooms wouldn't work. So this was like the only tower I've ever made. I've always sucked at making towers, because I've never been able to measure right where the rooms and stairs would be. And I wanted it to be a hotel. Let's go inside. As you can see, not much in here. And here's the research. That was just a sawmill area. This is a lumber yard. And Jackson Lee Insurance. So these are built business areas. I was designing them after a strip mall, but as you know, never finished it. This right here was the first freight station never built. I don't think I ever built any other kind of freight station. So, once I get done showing you Fort Killington, well, everything I believe is in Fort Killington, it's been so long that I'm starting to lose memory of what was and wasn't there anymore. So it's all burning away. As time goes on, I'll start to lose memory of this world. And as time goes on, I'll start losing memory of that thing that happened to me. Which I kind of don't want to. I don't want to lose touch with that. Because I fear that it would happen again well, it was a tender moment in my life that was... The tenderness shielded me from extreme amounts of pain. Alright. Literally by the time that this world was done, the roads were paved with deep slate, and the towns were paved with nether, blackstone. Okay, state. So I made a language for this world. I don't remember much of it, but it's a mix of Scottish, what Scottish sounds like to me, and just gibberish. So cownal is council, and to the right, state council, which is the council for the state, the minister body of the state. And to the right is Welsh farming, equipment's to the left. Welsh farming's equipment's to the left, and council's on the right. Well, actually, that's the left. Where did I measure this from? Okay, I think I measured it like that. Fort Killington, Davistown State Park ahead, Golden Bread. Livestock Witch to the left. Golden Bread was the sole provider of horses in my world. Horses before the fall, before the Caves and Cliffs update shattered the terrain, horses were actually pretty good. And Welsh farming seed supply. I believe I cut down this area and linked these two together. This wasn't a warehouse at the end of the world. That was a department store. And this area was a department store too. And this area right here, where was stores. This is the Hilltop Fort Killington. I think I misspelled that. Park. This is Fort Killington, not Killington. Wow. Every sign says Tog. Fort Killington. I'm pretty sure it was Fort Killington, because I referred to it as Fort Killington. I think this is just I think that was just me being lazy and using a misspelled autocorrect. And right here is the farm. And right here is the livestock pens. I never put in a fucking roof. Yeah. Chicken area and stuff. I tried to get villagers in here, but that didn't work out. They died. I did get one villager in here, but somehow he died back in January 2022. And here's the water pump. I actually have a PSN save that has captured this area, which I believe, if I knew how to fucking restore them, would allow me to show you the updated world. Right here is just, it was unfinished, but this would be the villager housing. That'd be their workstation. That over here would be the docks. Ironclad Bay. Ironclad Bay was a settlement in the previous world before this one, and it was just a nice place. This was the USS Ugly Duckling. The CSS Ugly Duckling, I mean. I was actually cutting this place down to make room for new buildings. Right here is an observation dock. I was actually making something to go underwater and have an underwater observation area, which I had based off a design that I found in a Minecraft handbook. There were orchards over here and everything. This entire place was a birch forest before I came in. So, this was Golden Bread's office. They actually had two locations when In the World game. They had two. One in Jacksonville. When Jacksonville got its update. And one in here, one Fort Killenton. In Memento of the Forgotten Villages. So, I know it doesn't make sense for a capital to have no walls, no fences, or anything. And towards the end of this world, I think it was late 2021 when I came to that realization that I walled off this area, put in iron doors to enter, and made basically a walled off sector. Right here's my enchanted room. My granddad was in the hospital when I built this, and I think that was the first room in this house that I completed. This house took a while to complete because you know it's solid stone, and it's stone bricks, and it's glass, and it's processed iron, and a lot of processing goes into this. This right here was a filled nether beacon, and I believe that's what's that called? Crying obsidian. I don't remember what crying obsidian was for. This right here was never finished, but it was a entrance. Well, I mean, it wasn't. I built this later on, but I built this in December 21 when axolotls came. That was my area for it. Here's my storage room, and I'm gonna show you how much I loved Minecraft back then. I had a lot more diamonds. I had 64 diamonds. I don't know where that screenshot came from, but I had 64 diamonds. Oh, never mind, that wasn't a screenshot. That was a video. Building loot, geos, adventure equipment, spare food, stones, redstone, in loot, cauldron, transport, potion, nuggets, spare storage, new things, re-update, music disc, sands, jewels, I showed you swords and shields, bow and arrow, fishing rod, armor, tools, 4. That's how you know this world is old. I mined that the original way. I would have kept the ledger here, but I never got around to putting the ledger in, I think. The reason why this is mostly built out of Acacia, and it says Memento to Fallen Villages, is because in April, it was like, April 2021 was the dawn of exploration in this world. I went out, explored the world, explored the Setting Lands, which I'll show you in a minute. Which was a far-off area in my world that I never really tamed, and by the time that I was taming it, the world ended. Here is the smelting room. This is not the kitchen. The kitchen's over there. Table, my cats and my animals. This is where my personal chef worked. And he had a house right here. I think during a raid, they somehow got in my house. I don't know how they got in. They must have killed him to the wall. Right here was a secret area, little lounge room. Right here is a farm. I always like building secret corridors in my house. Donlin really doesn't have a large house. I haven't moved out of that small square house that I built in Donlin yet, which shows you how much changed. This is my shulker room. See, I found a lot of abandoned villages. Armor room, poor man's rich dream, Hell's Battalion, nether miner, nether trader, nether gear and backup. Trident, my old sword. I think I just made that for show. Enchantment books. Yeah. I would have loved the bookshelves, really. The Constitution of the state. Constitution. Thou shalt not infringe on a fellow countryman's right to bear arms. Article 2, states and province are the law of the land. Article 3, votes are right. They shall not be infringed, and all states and provinces will abide by this law. I believe I added more later. I haven't finished this room yet as of the save. Blaze powder, nether ward. This was just for brewing potions. That was Fort Killington. Now we move on to the nether. We're going to go to the nether. I want to see if I have anything there. Because I remember getting lost in the nether for ages in December 2020. And I want to show you my first attempt at a nether fort. I want to say one thing about Donlin. Donlin was great when it came to, for me, making nether fort. So, don't think I ever made an entrance here. Oh, never mind, there is. So this was not my first nether base. I never spent, in this save, the base wasn't finished yet. But yeah, it was just the oasis. There are 2 nether portals, which I'll show later. Which I will show when I need to get back to Fort Killington later. Right here was a fort I made. I made it just to have a place to hide away from gas and all the storage that I'd gotten. Troop R&R room, never finished. Never really put much thought in that one. Right, so we're not gonna go explore this area because it gets dangerous, so don't want to die. Actually, we might be able to. It depends on how far away it is, if it's not that far. But I want to take the train, so the train leaves in an hour. So let's go ahead and take the train. Man, I don't like destroying blocks. Because these blocks have been in place since 2021. And if I go on to a later save, since 2022, if I go on back to an even later save, to an even to a newer save, March 5th, 2022. I was building a town when I lost this world. Like, I was literally placing blocks, listening to a documentary on my favorite show when I was little, Lab Rats, and I literally moved my left toe, my left big toe, just a little bit forward, and somehow it knocked out my power cord. Nothing meaningful I have ever lasts a year, to be honest. So we're going to love that little glitch. So the trolley station was here. Interstate 56, Jacksonville, Fort Killington. So Jacksonville's a state. Jacksonville's is that small little one-horse town that wasn't finished yet. And Fort Killington was my house, state, and that city's name, so that's hard to remember. Oh, and Fort Killington, I don't think Fort Killington was actually made in this save yet. Jacksonville Resource Maker, CSA Railroad, Jacksonville Resource Maker, CSA Railroad. So I don't think Fort Killington, I don't know what fort came first. Was it Fort Killington came first before Killington? And before Fort Killington became a state and city, Fort Killington came first. Then there was a fort, like an actual fort, not my house, a fort built in the mountains of the Nepal region, if I can remember its name. Let me tell you something about Nepal. that was a rocky area. So, we're gonna take the train. To my right, I don't know if it can be seen or not. It can be seen going up the hill. Somewhere over here was a weather station. It wasn't updated. Right here was a weather station. It was just a cart, and to see if strong winds would push the cart forward, then that would gauge the weather. I know. It was just an in-lore thing to explain the weather. You can slightly be seen over there. The track slows down here. This was before I powered most of the track. It's nostalgic taking this railway, because I took it a lot. I really love this world so much. This right here is demolished and what was put in place as a dock. I think that railway wasn't finished as of yet. That railway was going to go to a village we're about to go to. Then we'll circle back to the Natal region, which this swamp and those little hills, mountains. And back when powdered snow was a nuisance, it was actually something mystical. Yeah, I mapped out a lot of this railroad and what it needed to be repowered, and I got to work on it one day. Donlin has a railroad that's under construction. The issue with the railroad in Donlin is it's a much larger distance. This is probably about 2,000-ish blocks. The railway in Donlin's easily over 10,000 blocks. The reason why it's over 10,000 blocks is because it's going somewhere that is far away from its first station. And that place is a mountain that's full of just yummy minerals. And then when the minerals go, I'll punch a hole through the mountain and send the railway through. This right here is building material for Ravenville. So right now, Ravenville, or Airsport. Right now we're entering. Right now we are entering the town. So right now we are entering. We're in the middle of the town. Now this goes to a mine. Yep, I did not build the station in the village yet. So that means I remember before building any of the infrastructure that would support this railway, so you know, like a turnstiles and places for it to move, I would just speed up the minecart and hop out when I needed to get to the village. Instead about where we're about to go, which is in the old resource area. So I'll just show the resource area anyway, because why not? Why not show the resource area? Because this is where I think 99% of all the resources that I used to build this railroad. So, I don't know about the wood, but I know about the iron. Was sourced from this area that we're about to really catapult into. Listen back up. There we go. Okay. I really should have brought some stuff with me, but whatever. Really should have unpacked some stuff. Shit, I don't think this was fucking finished yet. It opened up somewhere around here. I lost this netherite store in October 2021, but I had that. I think that second one I had in that chest became my new one. Because I had ventured out to the world border to try to. Anyways, so this is where all the resources came from. This mine has been tap dried. Like, this mine, the only thing worth getting in this mine is all the andesite and diorite and granite. That's all that's worth in this mine now. And stone and the wood. Literally everything else in this mine was tap dry a long, long time ago. This mine had so much iron in it that I ran out of trees to burn. That's how much iron was in it. So, we're gonna go ahead and park at I believe it was Mayfield. There's a tradition in my world, I guess there's something about the name Mayfield that I just call every fucking city. I at least have one city or town or village in my world called Mayfield. I don't know why. Actually, no, I don't. I think this village is called Winfield. Before I lost my world, before I lost this world, I had this entire area fenced off. I had that place knocked down, and it was all more running fluidly. There was a market area and everything. I've never built village trading halls, and honestly, I don't think I'll ever build village trading halls. I don't like that. I like them to be free. I like my free markets and shit. Winfield, yeah, let's go to Winfield, the oldest village in the Confederacy. Porcupine, rest in peace, buddy. May 2021 to July 2021. I don't want to desecrate your grave, buddy, but let's see what happens to you. Yeah, I accidentally hit him with my flaming sword. It wasn't this one, because that were more than three, and it wouldn't give me more than three, I believe, naturally. Alright, so, this right here is the village area. They're free to move around, they can do what they want. Now let's get a little bit darker. Nitwits, as you know, don't have... They can't work. Nitwits can't work. They just take up space in the village, they take up vital beds, they take up everything. Somehow, this nitwit turned into a worker. So I never freed him, but I'm proud of him. Nitwits would get... So I devised a system that would kill... I devised a system that would kill nitwits without me getting my hands dirty, because if you kill one villager, I believe every villager in the world, in your Minecraft world, will give you higher prices. So, yeah, they somehow managed to communicate with each other for 1,000 blocks. But, yeah, so, I would coax them into the minecart, and just send them on the way. And, as you saw, they would go down this dark corridor. They would go down even faster. And I believe I made it too narrow, but if they went down the right speed, they would fall down to their death. I should have devised a better system, but I had to go and recover everything because I was using minecarts, and minecarts are expensive. They hurt in their sleep, that's so weird. But minecarts are expensive, so I kind of cut that program out and just trapped them. Right here. Actually, no. I guess that was a different save. I guess that was an earlier save. A later save, but yeah. I expanded this to be the storage room, so it went from being this size to from right here to, think about this tree. Yeah, there's not much of note about Winfield before I really expanded it. I built, besides the lore of Winfield, and how I got here, and what happened. I'll start with how I got here. So, it was December 2020, I was exploring, and I saw a beautiful sunset on the hills of this village. I saw a beautiful sunset on the hills, making my way to this village. Took a picture, and there was a corridor, there was like a little incision in one of the mountains that would let you walk through. I've yet to find, I found that one day, but I forgot where it was, after, initially going through it. I think it was over there, but, it opened up, and I saw a perfect village, and I took it over. Now here's why. Nitwits save this village. This sign was made when I accidentally went AFK for about 4 hours. Never turned off the game. Nothing. And they were all... And I guess zombies got in and killed them all. So that fisherman and about one nitwood remaining. Bread. And bread and bread and bread and bread until I started to convert also dead zombie villagers. So pretty much this entire place is like descended from two people. Descended from two sets of people. This is before we even had a name. RIP Village, I shouldn't have went AFK, 2020 to 2021. From here, we'll go on to Yapog. Yapog. I don't think Yapog even had a fucking name at this point. I don't think Yapog was even made at this point. But first, I'll show off my first ever nether base. Which, wrong tunnel. First one I'd ever built in all my, well, not really, but the first major one that I had ever built in all of Minecraft. So, we're going here. We're gonna take a right. We're gonna go over here. I want to say this is the ruin of the old flood. I built a prison in the mountains of the Natal region, but I don't think it was in this save. But I do remember building a prison. And there's actually an interesting piece of lore. So before going through, I'll tell you. So, in December 2021, when the final part of Caves and Cliffs came out, my world got corrupted and crashed. But I didn't lose it. It was a backup that I used. It restored itself, really. And now Natal and parts of the world were fractured. Natal being the worst because somehow in the middle of the plains biome there were icebergs, and also there was a fucking shipwreck in the side of the mountain. So that just reinforced my claim that this world was hit by a flood, because how would a ship get in the mountain if it wasn't hit by a flood? So anyways, we're gonna go explore. Okay, we're here. Okay, so this was my first proto nether base. I just did this to get away from gas. I built it out of a tree. That's the moneymaker over there. So we're gonna go and go to it. Why does this biome sound so radioactive? So, anyways, I feel a little bit happier now. But anyways, I'm gonna just go down here. They right there, I made an awning to prevent gas from doing me, because gas are fucking killers, man. Right here was the first nether base. This save didn't have this iteration of the world didn't have it fixed. This right here was also never done, right? And this one right here was finished, but not in the save. This one led to a random cave somewhere. I am just jumping all around the world. There's really nothing of note in here. I think this cave is actually in the Hidden Lands, or at least some area of it. Yeah, it just led to a random cave somewhere. No point in trying to find my way out of here. So I'll show you Pog. I'll show the Hidden Lands. Yeah. The Acon. Not Acon. The Icon. Macon. It was some Icon. I think Yukon. Icon. Anyways, the Icon, Acon, is a frozen area to the right of the Hidden Lands. And the Hidden Lands is Badlands and Sahara Badlands. I think near the end of this world, I put that thing back over this. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and move. Fun fact, when I started making this world, around April 20, around June and around May, June 2021, I said 2022 because I always jump to that when I think of June. It went here. Yep. So we're back. Get back here, Seth. We're going back here. So I lost my train of thought. But legitimately, I forgot what I was about to say. But anyway, right here, it's undeveloped land, but at a later save. Or I don't know if later is the right term. Earlier or later. Later is the right term. At a later save, I had made a adjustment to this world. I mean, not adjustment, I had made a small town on that block. Now I'm going to show you something interesting. What is that over there? I don't think I built that. What is that? That's an entrance to a cave. Looks like glass. That's an entrance to a cave. Don't know if it's man-made or not. But, yeah. So if we just turn our heads down and look at the water, we'd find ourselves looking down into an entrance to a stronghold. I got extremely lucky with this. It's right there. No, it's not. Oh well, I can't find it. There it is. Mind you, I did not build this. I built that because I was exploring the Hidden Lands by foot on my strategy. This leads to the end. As you know, all strongholds lead to the end. I like really ever return to the end. Yeah, I don't think I returned to the end. Turned in April, but this was after April, and I initially went in the end in 2020. I killed the Ender Dragon for the first time on my PS4, April 2021. I'd killed the Ender Dragon once on PS3 But I can't remember if I used. I think I did it more than once. I remember one time I was 5 years old and happy with the little PS4 controller, PS3 controller in my hand. And was just playing Minecraft, and then I found the Ender Dragon and killed him. I was so happy I told my grandmother. Uh, anyways, we are just cruising by Ypug, and I didn't know this. Alright, so Fort Killington was not built yet. So Fort Killington was not built. Fort Killington, if it were here, the Fort Killington, the fort, like actual fort, guns and shit, would be up atop, rooted on this hill, overlooking the town of Hill Run, if I can remember. It was nestled up in the mountains. It was nestled up in the mountains. So I thought, hey, wouldn't it be funny if I built a fort up here? And it was funny. It was a big fort. It was a very large fort. Hill Run. Was Hill Run not built yet? You telling me I built Hill Run in August? I thought I built Hill Run. I maybe got the wrong location. So I thought Hill Run was built in like July. Wow. That's so odd. I built that somewhere along early 2021. So I went for a voyage, and then I think it was because of like a storm or something. I wasn't paying attention. I was paying attention to the storm more than I was paying attention to the boat traveling. So I took a sharp right. I think I was going to that island. I took a sharp right. Actually, no, I was returning home and I took a sharp right. And found my way over here. And that established the Captel religion. And the world that came after this was called Erisbela. Didn't last long. It was just like one town. I didn't like that world. Wasn't used to the new generation. Then the world that came after Erisbela was Mars City. Then I didn't like Mars City. Deleted Mars City. Mars City was May 2022 and Erisbela was April 22. Down here is in the mining area. When we go back to Fort Killington, I'll show you something. When we go back to Fort Killington, I'll show you my long fucking strip mine thing. Shit, let's take that back. Because I spent an ungodly amount of hours just fucking mining. Like, hours and hours and hours. Just mine. I don't know how I did that. I spent just like, I can jump from here. Spend hours just in the strip mine. Like one time in July 2021, I was like staying up all night. Woke my parents up. Not to show them anything, but I just woke them up. Listening to Minecraft lore videos by Retro Gaming Now. And by the time I looked up, the sun was brightened out, and that I had mined for not 8 hours, probably 5 hours or more. Okay, looks like the tunnel did not make it here yet. Oh shit, I have 5 minutes of the recording left. It only lets me do 60 hours. I'll say 60 minutes, so yeah. I'll do another one coming up. Haven't gotten around. Wait. No. Alright. So, yeah. This was my world.